Hello, people who are interested in the Mary Magdalene and Jesus and in the Mary Magdalene and Jesus World School. So, welcome. This is our first podcast. We're proud to present the teachings of Mary Magdalene to the world in the English language.
Yes, we are happy to be able to communicate with you about things that are very important to us and also to Mary Magdalene and Jesus, whom we work with for many years.
My name is Reint Gaastra, and this is my wife.
Gabriela Gaastra.
And we're going to talk about the teachings of Mary Magdalene and Jesus. But first, Gabriela, who are you? Where were you born? What is your background?
Yes, I'm born in Buenos Aires, Argentina, 65 years ago. And I am officially a medical doctor and Argentinian psychiatrist. I have worked also with alternative medicine for many years, for 40 years, I think. And I have had a practice. I have been teaching very many people about medical subjects, but I have always golden thread in my life that is connected with spirituality.
What a beautiful word, golden thread.
Yes, better than red
I like
thread.
that. Yes.
And I have been always busy with spirituality from my early childhood.
Yes.
And I always knew that I came to offer something to the world, and I tried to prepare myself in the best way I could. That's why I studied medicine and psychotherapy and all those things, and to try to understand how human beings function and what is necessary to open our heart and be happy and healthy.
Beautiful. But you also, you are a medium as well.
Yes.
And how did you find out that you were a medium?
From my early childhood, I had contact with the spiritual dimension in different ways.
So not only Mary Magdalene and Jesus?
No, as a small child of 3-4 years, I was talk to God and ask God certain things to take care of my cats or take care of me or my family, those kind of things.
Beautiful.
And in my whole childhood, I always was connected with a spiritual family and cosmic family, looking for places in nature or, for example, in my house, I went to the roof and I look at the sky and always felt protected and connected.
There was the roof was open.
Yes, our roof was flat.
Yeah.
So you can lay down and look at the sky.
A colonial house, you could say, more or less?
Yeah, I don't know, but
Okay.
other style than in Holland, but you could look at the sky, and I always felt protected and connected with Mary Magdalene and Jesus, but also with my cosmic family and their network, so to say. It was a whole group there.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, I see you shining when you're talking about it.
Yeah, it was always leading my life. I was feeling okay. I have to become part of society, get some skills and those things in order to be a better instrument for this work. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, to be honest, about my spiritual background.
Yes, how is your?
I went to the Protestant church in Holland for a long time, and then there came a moment, and I found out that it was not my place, and then really my spiritual journey began. And I had several, let's say, spiritual experiences that led me on my way to go further. I was busy. I studied law, and I was busy in assurance and publishing world. But all the time there was that force that brought me to the spirituality. And I think that when I met you, then it all came together, and that was beautiful to find out. And the first time that we had contact together with Mary Magdalene and Jesus, and we were preparing to do something, to do writing about their revelations, and they told us, we want to give you a book. And the title of the book is Human Divinity, Revelations by Mary Magdalene, Jesus, and Mary. And that was important for me to follow this path. And it's a very interesting path, because spirituality brings so many new things.
Yes, and they were willing to talk to everybody, to talk to the people, and they were connect with us so that we could be an instrument for that, and to be able to bring their word for this time. It's a very special time in history, and that their voice, together with our voice, has something to offer to others in this transition time.
Yeah. So, but in the year 2000, things changed because we gave more direction to our mission, you could say.
Yeah, you could say that, yes.
So what is our mission? And what is the mission of the school? And what is the mission of Mary Magdalene and Jesus?
Yeah, you could summarize it, in a couple of key points. We had a mission together with Mary Magdalene and Jesus and with the school to promote the activation of Christ consciousness in humanity, in all people who are interested in it and feel connected with what we have to offer. Activating Christ consciousness is a very important aspect in this time because it brings us to a new level of consciousness. It is what we really are looking for in this ascension where we are now with whole of humanity and the earth. Second is to acknowledge our divinity. And it is something like it has been denied by the most religions that humans are divine, mostly from the Abrahamistic religions, Jewish and Christian and Muslim, that the God is somewhere else, but not in humans. And we are divine, and we are going to talk about that. Yeah. And also in the context, in a wide context of our relation with nature, our relationship also with a cosmic background, with our cosmic citizenship, and with the whole family of cosmic divine beings in the universe, in the multiverse, you can say.
Yeah, and at this moment we are living in a, let's say, transformative time.
Yes.
And so the school is also changing.
Yeah, we have an upgrade, yes.
Yeah, and it's a different view and looking at human beings.
You can say we have had a broadening of our view, but the essence stays the same.
Okay,
the essence
we're going to talk about it later.
Yes,
because there's a lot to say about this.
Yeah, the golden thread is the same one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That is good to know. Okay, but who are Mary Magdalene and Jesus?
Yes.
I think that is one of the most important questions because I have from the church a traditional image of, well, let's say Jesus, and also of Mary Magdalene, and that image is totally changed. And we are now 25 years working, very intensive with them, and now the view on their image is broadening. You can say they're changing a lot. So, who are they? Can you tell us about it?
Well, first of all, what you can say is that Mary Magdalene and Jesus are twin souls. They work together. They are a couple. In their time when they have been alive on earth, they have formed a family too with different children. And they have a special mission that is what we have told, that is to support humanity in activating our Christ consciousness. We will talk about what that exactly is, and in awakening to our own divinity. In this special period of humanity, that is the essence of our life, our evolution. We are part of a big cycle, and in the cycle where we are now, we're up to these two big activations. Again, in a broad context of our relationship with nature and with inside the earth and outside the earth, in a very
let's say the cosmos.
Cosmic relationship, yes. And they are messengers, they are spiritual guides who are supporting us in this journey. And it is important to see that, first of all, they are not alone. They worked in a network. We are going to talk about that later too. And they have always done that. We have somehow only the image of Jesus, like he was a kind of Messiah, but
But he is also a Messiah.
Yes, but he is worked together with Mary Magdalene. For example, when he after his crucifixion, when he activated his light body and continues his work from his light body, Mary Magdalene became the head of the Christian movement at that moment.
Yeah.
And that is somehow not placed in history, not contemplated in history. That's very important to see. So they work together. They are all both an embodiment of Christ consciousness. Mary Magdalene from a female position and Jesus from a masculine position. We will talk about that too. And we can also say that they are also cosmic beings. They come from an intergalactic source. And they have been preparing themselves for this mission on Earth through very many processes, you can say.
You can say they're very committed to the development of human beings and to Mother Earth.
Yes, and they are part of an intergalactic program for the Earth. And they are the keepers of the heart. They are the ones who support humanity in opening the heart. And they will be with us as long as it's necessary for humans to open the heart and awaken to Christ consciousness and embrace our divinity.
I can remember that one of the first revelations we received for the Human Divinity book, part 1, was that the spiritual masters told us that they were not understood 2,000 years ago. And now is the time to bring the real teachings to the world.
Yes.
Is it also a part of this transformative time? Can you tell us about it?
Yes. This is connected with a very key transformation that we are as humans facing at this moment. That is a transition from duality to unity. From thinking in terms of confrontation, opposites, and finding the way to unity. In the time when Mary Magdalene and Jesus were alive, 2,000 years ago, more or less, most of the people were more living in duality, you can say, in a more basic way somehow, and they were still developing themselves. In many cultures in that time, in Jewish culture, in the Roman culture, the Greek culture, was the male dominant. The feminine was more on the background. That didn't happen in Egypt, for example. The women had better position in cities like Alexandria. The position of the women were better too, were more respected and listened to.
It was a very progressive city.
Yeah, very much. Very interesting city. And in some Eastern countries, not countries, places at that time, in some of them were women also respected, but in general the male was more dominant, and that is a very dual position. And one of the things that are very important for them to heal or to contribute now is to the healing of the feminine and the healing of the masculine at this time. And now, because in many parts of the world, women are more respected and are more heard and equal to the male. And then there's more opening for unity, because you cannot have unity and you cannot have spiritual ascension when male and women, female and male, are not equal in balance. And they are equal in essence, but sometimes they are not considered equal in certain societies. And that is a limitation. That is a base for poverty and for disbalance in society.
Right. So one of the things Mary Magdalene and Jesus told us the last weeks is that in this period there are no secrets anymore. Things that were hidden are now popping up.
Yes.
And it will happen, you know. And I got a feeling this is also popping up.
Yes.
Talking about the human divinity.
Yes.
Talking about the real mission of Mary Magdalene and Jesus. Also as an equal couple, you could say.
Yeah, they are also, I wanted to add to what I just say, they are committed to promote the opening from the heart to unity, unity consciousness, and to find a way to bring duality into unity. And that is what Christ consciousness is about. We will talk also about later, more in depth. But now is society more open for dealing with this and feeling the importance of this. And you could say that all things we are doing at this moment are a way, are intent to achieve unity. Everything we do, small and big, are like an they are intent to find the divine in us, to find the unity conscious in us. Sometimes, even if we do small things, we are prone to unity.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about divinity. Is that okay?
Yes, okay.
So how do you experience divinity?
Yeah.
Because I think what we found out is that people sometimes are not ready to say that they are God. You know, we have one book published and it's called "You Are God," you know, I am God.
Yeah.
And that is a huge step to accept, because we are programmed to see God outside ourselves and not inside ourselves. How can people embrace their divinity?
Yes. Well, in a certain way, you can say it is a personal process. Everybody will experience that in its own way, in his or her own way. For me, I experience my divinity when I feel connected with myself and I am quiet in myself, when I feel that the time stops and I can feel my energy and my essence, then I go, for example, in meditation, when I go deeper in my meditation and I connect with a deeper level of my energy, then I feel my divinity. I feel my divinity when I am in a group of people and they are connected, and I feel connected with others, with a group or with one person. When I help somebody to connect with him or herself, I feel my divinity. I also feel my divinity with my daughter, or with you, or with my cat, with people I love, or beings I love. When my heart is open, I feel my divinity. I can say that is kind of summing it up. Everything that opens my heart, I feel my divinity. But other people can feel it in a different way. Maybe you can tell how you've experienced that.
Well, for instance, when I'm meditating, I make contact with my divine source, divine sources also in my body, and then I feel connected. The connection is always there, but when you focus on it, then I realize that I am connected, and it's in me as well. And one of the beautiful things is that I learn to appreciate my body and to find out that this human body is so special. Every human body is special, not only mine, but it's magic. A body is magic. And then realizing it is connected, there's also a soul, and there's a higher self. Etc., etc. It is extraordinary. A human being is extraordinary when you focus on it, and we can be proud of that too, of who we are, and that makes you feel divine. And I like to talk to people and meet people and have spontaneous conversation, and then a sparkle comes into, and then sometimes you can't explain, but then fireworks are there,
Yeah.
It is simple, but it is fireworks. It is beautiful, and
Yes.
unfolds in the communication with other people, and I enjoy it, and I feel lively, and I feel happy that I'm on Earth.
Yeah.
And I think that is also to embrace your divinity. It's also important that you take responsibility for the incarnation, and that you love being on Earth, and that you love the Earth. I think that's as I experience that.
Yes, loving yourself either, and you can experience divinity in many ways, and I think it's a growing process, because we go deeper and deeper in our love, in our capacity to experience quietness and experience different levels of consciousness within ourselves, and also awakening to the divinity of the surroundings and others. And when we are quiet in our mind, in our heart, when we don't judge, when we just are open to somebody else and to listen to how this person functions and who the person is, there are also the divine gets activated. For example, I have that with animals, because animals don't judge. So when I find they are so loving, and when I feel connected with an animal, then it's just magic. That we feel that connection, that's divine.
Because they are so pure.
They are pure, yes. They are authentic.
They're authentic.
Yeah.
Authentic is also, I think, is a magical word.
Yes.
And I think humanity is getting more and more authentic when they embrace their divine essence.
Yes, that is where we are going.
That is the real authenticity.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
And we need some growing process for that, and that is also the mission of our school, to contribute to that transformation. For those who feel attracted to what we have to offer, that is the service that the school gives to help, to support in awakening Christ consciousness and embracing our divinity.
The mission statement of the school is activate your human divinity.
Yeah.
And I like that. It is 4 words, but it's magic.
Yes. And it's important to say that there are very many aspects connected with it, and it is not just words, and it's not just an idea, but there is a road to it. There is a way to it. And we had developed, together with Mary Magdalene and Jesus, very many much material in order to support that, like revelations, exercises, trainings, courses that put light in different aspects of our life, and they support us to awaken our divinity in family relationship, in loving relationships, in our work, in our health, in our way of thinking, in becoming the creator of our own life. Many aspects, all aspects of life, in fact, are taken into consideration and being experienced and explored from the perspective of Christ consciousness.
Yeah, it's the way you look at people. When I meet people, I mostly see people and I think, why? What are you going to do here on earth? Why are you here? You know.
Yes.
What are you bringing? What is your purpose?
Yes. And one thing I want to add, and it is something we will talk about later, is that we have a very special teachings from Mary Magdalene for this.
Yes.
A whole method and a whole system, but we will present it at the right time.
Yeah. Okay. I have a question for you, another question. What is the primordial mission of humankind?
Yes. What do we came to Earth to do?
Yeah, well what
did you come to Earth?
Oops, wrong planet. No, right planet.
Yes. What did we come here to do?
Yeah. It's a simple question, but it's a long answer.
Yes. Well, in everything we do, in fact, we are searching for God. And in this way, is God not a kind of man on a cloud with a very extensive power? That's not what we call God. For us, is God a very extensive field of loving consciousness. It's a limitless field of loving consciousness where we are all part of it. And living in this material world, in this world of duality, our senses and our need for survival take us very much out of the connection with this divine field in us. So coming back to experience the divine is a very special and important process, and that's what we came here to do, to recognize the divine in ourselves, recognize God in ourselves, the divine source in ourselves, recognize the divine in others and in the world, and also being able to experience the unity of all this, experience that the divine is in fact one. God is one, we are one with each other, with the universe, with the world, and it's all one field of consciousness flowing into everything and taking different shapes to experience itself. That is how we see the relation of God with itself, and the divine with itself, like a divine, like a pure consciousness, which manifested itself in the multiverse, in everything, and also in us, because God wanted to experience itself and activate itself in the form, in the manifestation. So we are bringing to life what the divine, what God is looking for in itself. And so you can say the divine source, God at an absolute level, at a pure level, bring us the essence, the soul, the spiritual enlivening, so to say, and we bring the activation from our personality. It's a kind of two ways communication with the divine. The divine brings us the inspiration, the divine spark, and we bring the activation in the life, in everything we do in life. So we are activating God in itself.
I can say that is a tough job for people.
Yes, certainly it is.
You speak beautifully about it, and I like it, and it's a beautiful perspective. But we are working hard to do this, not only here, but every human being on earth.
Yes, and you can say
and I want to say that one of the sentences in the first book about human divinity is that the people that Mary Magdalene and Jesus say, people are brave. Sometimes they are really brave because they incarnate and they chose a life what was not so easy.
No.
But on a soul level, the person knows that it is this tough life will contribute to its development.
Yes.
And that is also beautiful. But sometimes we don't realize that even a tough life brings a lot of growth, development.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have lives where you take a rest and you have programmed everything nice for yourself, and you have lives where you come to work things out.
Yeah.
In an extensive way sometimes, yes.
So that is the primordial mission of humankind, but there is also a mission of Mother Earth.
Yeah.
I understood that Mother Earth is one of the 13 planets where human beings or other creatures, beings, can experience unconditional love.
You can say the experience is one of the 13 planets where you can explore duality and bring it to unity in different ways. You can say, that is one of the things that Mary Magdalene tells to us, that in the whole multiverse there are different essences of the divine that are being explored. And she describes 13 essence, 13 kind of principles of creation. And one of them is unconditional love, and that is what the earth is for. We are experiencing here the principle of unconditional love, and that is why the earth is very attractive for many beings and for many souls, because we can here in matter experience and activate unconditional love. And unconditional love has needs a process to awaken. It's not just any kind of love. It is a love that exists when we are able to embrace the bad side of ourselves or for somebody else, the limitations, the difficulties, the things we don't like, things we reject. It is when
the things we reject in ourselves,
or in somebody else.
So it's in ourselves and it's collective.
Yes, and on Earth, it is a beautiful planet. We are very happy here, but you also experience the limitation of time and space and surviving, etc. And being with so many humans on Earth, and so we are confronted with limitations, and our soul is from having a free nature. Our soul likes to be free, and
when it's not in a body, it is free.
Exactly. So when we are incarnated, it's like you put the spirit in a bottle, so to say,
a genius in
a bottle, and this soul has to learn to function from the limitations of matter, limitation of a body who can die, who has a limited life, and where we are functioning in the third dimension with all these slow creation process, so to say. You know, when you are in a higher dimension, in a higher level of consciousness, you can create like this. You think and you create. We have to really give form to things. There's like a process of giving birth to things. So there are more taking energy and taking time, etc. But in that process of surrendering, the third dimension is a huge process of surrendering. We open our heart to a deeper level, and that brings us to unconditional love. When we can surrender to ourselves, also with our limitations, and things that don't function like we want, etc. When we can surrender to the limitations of relationships, of limitations of the earth and our way of living here, then we open our heart, and then to a level where the love does not have conditions. For example, you love yourself, I love myself, under all circumstances.
Even
if I do something stupid, even if I'm not nice enough, even if I fail, I love myself.
Yes.
That's unconditional love. Sometimes we have experienced that in our childhood, sometimes from grandmothers, grandfathers, our parents maybe, or somebody else. Sometimes not. Sometimes we experience that in a spiritual moment in life. We have a revelation of some loving being has embraced us with their love, or in a loving relationship, or with an animal, or whatever. We can have experienced that from outside and then incorporate that in ourselves, or is something that really comes with us, that we experience that in a previous life or in a spiritual dimension, and we bring it with us, and we know that. But still, we need to activate that in this life.
Can you, the Christ consciousness, it's magic. When you feel that you're, let's say, above or beyond good and bad. It doesn't matter anymore, you've reached that point, you can say. Then can you compare that with enlightenment?
Well,
I asked that because to make it more clear.
Yeah, not exactly.
Okay.
Enlightenment, the way I experience it, is that mostly a term that comes from Eastern traditions, and it is connected with getting loose of the earth, becoming loose from your personality, which they are called ego. We don't call that ego, but making yourself detached from your personal self and ascending in somehow not giving any importance anymore to the earthly things.
And is there also a connection?
Let me explain it.
Yeah,
yes,
right.
Then it's a detachment way, a detachment process, so to say. Mary Magdalene and Jesus promote the opening of the heart through the earthly processes, through the earthly life, through living your life on earth, through experiencing the earthly life, your emotions, our feelings, our desires and longings, etc. And through them come to unconditional love. Unconditional love is also freeing us from limitations, and we go through the earth and to reach an ascension process, and that brings a kind of ripening process. You become more mature, and you know the divine, how the divine functions in a dual way. But it's also God. It's also duality. It's also God.
Yeah.
And that is going through the earthly processes is very much different than detaching yourself from them. It's a different way. You can maybe say masculine and feminine, maybe not necessarily.
So that process is also bringing the children to school,
yes,
doing the dishes,
yes,
do the shopping, etc. All those tasks that you embrace them as a part of being on this beautiful planet.
Having a long-lasting love relationship, that is a very much a challenge. You are continuously
a long life,
loving relationship,
with Earth.
Yeah, but also with somebody else.
Okay.
With a partner, I mean.
Yeah,
or with your children, or with a friendship. It takes mostly partnerships and family relationships. They take a lot of growth to keep the love alive and awaken, and to you like brush each other. Somehow you have sometimes to give up on things. You have to apologize. You have to take responsibility. You have to look at yourself. It's a permanent challenging to keep that love awake and let it grow and let it go deeper.
Yeah.
So you can say that a long-lasting relationship is a much way for spiritual, very much stimulation for spiritual development and for opening the heart.
Okay.
Awakening Christ consciousness.
So this is a part of the transitional period we are in now.
Yes.
So everything that is essential parts of being a human being, and what is a human being and what is the mission of a human being, is now being revealed, you could say.
Yes.
And that is it. So that is a beautiful time.
Yeah.
Okay, what is the function of the school then in this transition?
Yeah, and the school is is at service. Our school offers different trainings and courses and books and podcasts and all that type of things in order to bring more insights to you, to support you in awakening your own divinity, in awakening Christ consciousness in you, in finding your way from duality to unity. That is the way for happiness and joy in your life and freedom and peace. And we have many methods and many instruments to support you in that. And our school is composed by us two. We are the founders, but we also have different trainers, and we have a team, and we have many people working for this purpose. And we work both online and live meetings, and we have different programs where you can book yourself in. So the function of the school is offering a platform, offering instruments for insight, for looking at yourself, for growing, for awakening your Christ consciousness and opening your heart and your divinity.
Yeah. There are a lot of aspects of the teachings of Mary Magdalene and Jesus that we cannot mention now in this podcast, but there will be other podcasts, and we are more focusing on the teachings. But I also want to say that this school and this special teachings of Mary Magdalene and Jesus are not a new religion.
No.
It is not a religion. You could say this is a spiritual movement, and we offer teachings. And if you don't want them, it's okay too. It's not obliged.
No, it is a source of inspiration.
It is the school is a source of inspiration.
Yes.
Beautiful said, yeah.
Yes, we offer also insights and inspirations, but Mary Magdalene and Jesus too, they have given us until now 16 books. We are now with number 17 and 18 busy.
19, yeah.
Yes.
We're busy.
Yes, we're busy. And in those books, one of the series of the books are about their life.
Right.
And they have given us many information about their lives with the intention of being a mirror for you. An intention that you can find yourself back in their experiences, that you can see how they deal with their way from duality to unity, what they had to face in all the processes of offering this awakening for humanity, what means to embody the feminine and the masculine Christ. What did they face in their time? How were their families? How were they prepared for their function? There are a lot to say about that. What happened when they opened their own school to teach their disciples, and how they become apostles, and how they further lead them to be representatives of Christ consciousness for others. That whole process also what happened at crucifixion, how Mary Magdalene and Jesus do experience that together, and what it means for humanity, and later what was the leading function of Mary Magdalene in south of France, and how she awakened a whole network of people standing for this loving way. And this all is a mirror for you to discover your divinity and awakening the Christ in you.
What is also interesting in their lives, they had very interesting lives, by the way. You could say that the life of Jesus was rather short, but Mary Magdalene is getting very old. And but they traveled a lot. When you read in the normally you can hear that between, let's say, when Jesus was 17 until he became 30, that they say this is the last years of Jesus, because they could not find anything what he did. And what I think is very interesting and inspiring is that they traveled a lot. They went to Persia, they went to Egypt, they went to what we now call India, they went to the British Isles. They did so many things, unbelievable. And they had very many spiritual experiences and initiations. And that is,
yes,
it's very,
we will make a few podcasts about all this traveling.
But it's interesting to find out. And they raised a family.
Yes, certainly.
And so they had children. Yes, they had children, boys and girls, and a very interesting family.
Yes, but you can say in that time, going back to the traveling, they wanted to explore what the state of consciousness was at that time, what was happening on earth, and connected with the different spiritual traditions at that moment.
Yeah.
And what was nice at that moment is that we are not dominating traditions. They were very open. Everybody may believe what they wanted.
There was no competition.
No, and there were no domination of religions that they were forced to believe in this or with that. People just believe in what they wanted, and they were also connected with many esoteric, you can say, many deep spiritual traditions, and they explore them in Egypt, in Persia, in India. And we have also a very beautiful book about that. Yeah. This being published in English now.
Yes, we are.
We're busy. Yes, we're busy. And and that brings us also in connection with their broad thinking and where their universality, you can say. The teachings of Christ consciousness are universal. They are not limited to Christian religion. It's for everybody. You don't need to believe in Jesus or Mary Magdalene. This doesn't go about believing. It goes about being inspired to work on your own divinity. You are the one who matters now, not them. They are also in service for you.
That is beautiful. Okay, last subject, okay?
Yes. And just a moment.
Okay, that is very important too. And the subject is that we are busy. We all human beings are busy, aware or unaware of creating a new world. And can you tell us what is a new world?
Well, we are now on Earth up to a higher vibration, to ascending in our consciousness through getting in a new spiritual density, how to say, spiritual vibration. And that brings a cleansing with itself. It brings an upgrade in many aspects of personal and collective life, and give us the opportunity to grow to a new level of love and unity. You can say that the world has been dominated by power until now. power and getting power on others and domination has been a very central theme or an issue on Earth. The society is built up on power and
so strong that we are used to that.
Yes,
because we are used to that, we are not aware of that.
Yeah, and because it is built up on power, and it's of course caring and different things, but also kind of domination. And for example, that not acknowledging the divinity of humans, human divinity is one aspect of domination, you can say. But this has had a purpose, is to stimulate our awakening and standing for it. So New World is a world, you can say, where love is key, is the center of where things are built up on. We don't build up on power, we build up on love. And love is connected with things like trust, respect, equality, also equality between females and males, equality with nature, with animals and plants, is built up in cooperation in place of competition. It's a different consciousness where we are basing everything we are creating. So from that basement, you can build very easily a totally different world, more efficient, respecting nature, respecting each other, solving all essential problems from education, health, poverty, all these things.
Everything can be solved
in very short time if we are not basing on mistrust and competition and domination.
Yes. Okay. Okay, I think we can talk much longer in another podcast about the New World, but I think this is a beautiful end of this podcast.
Okay.
And for us, it's as I said, it is new, but I think we can say that we love to do this and spreading the knowledge that we have. And Gabriela is very, very good in explaining all those beautiful things.
Yeah, and you're very good at creating clarity on them.
Okay, thank you. So thank you for listening to us. And there are other podcasts, and you can go to our website as well. And perhaps our ebooks. Just find out, and we hope to meet you again here.
Yes, and you can like this channel and follow us so that you can receive notifications when we post a new one.
Yeah, and you can follow Healing, Mary Magdalene and Jesus Healing, and that's very, very,
it's nice
very
you're
intensive.
there.
Yeah. See you.
Bye.
Bye.